Well, hi there. Very good evening. You're watching NewsX and I'm Meghna Deka. First up on the bulletin, an exclusive NewsX ground report. Well, 2 innocents have already died in Delhi. In total, more than 1,700 Delhiites have fallen victim to dengue. And one of the leading causes for the rampant spread of dengue has been the fact that municipal authorities have failed to fumigate vast areas of the city. When NewsX travelled to one of the worst affected areas, we were shocked to find that many residents told us that fumigation happens for a price at their localities. In other words, residents have to pay a hafta so that their children can be safe. If this wasn't bad enough, today we also discovered that fumigation is started in the corridors of power, in the North Block to be more precise. Well, quite clearly, for our netas, their safety is of paramount interest.
Just as the city deals with an unprecedented public health crisis, it seems that the netas have woken up. But in the true fashion of charity begins at home, the fumigation process in the New Delhi area at least has begun from the seat of power in the North Block. In New Delhi, Nikunj Garg for NewsX.
Well, in fact, let's go across to our editor-in-chief, Rahul Shivshankar. Rahul, there we have it. Charity begins at home. North Block fumigated, vast parts left untouched.
Absolutely. Look at the pictures. The pictures tell the story. Let's remove actually the lower band from these pictures so our viewers can actually see the pictures themselves. There you can see the mistiness in the corridors of the North Block. This mist has been caused by the fumigation machine, which is actually belching out pesticides to kill dengue mosquitoes. Now, earlier in the day, we had shown you how various residents in various pockets of this city had been coming out and saying that they are being asked to pay sometimes as much as rupees 2,000 to municipal authorities for them to fumigate localities. It's like a hafta that is allegedly being charged by municipal authorities to conduct fumigation drives. In the midst of all this, of course, you can see our netas who are on Raisina Hill immediately moving to protect themselves against the fear of dengue. You can see that fumigation exercise is on. Nikunj Garg is with us, our internal security editor, who was there on assignment. He witnessed all of these events. He saw the machines coming in, fumigating these enclaves of privilege, the seat of governance. Obviously, the netas think that charity absolutely begins at home, Meghna. And they have decided that, well, as far as the people are concerned, they can look out for themselves, but they and the babus who run this country cannot be exposed to the dangers and perils of dengue.
Well, Rahul, it's unfortunate, but today another life has been snuffed out due to dengue. We've been speaking to the residents. They say they are being charged 2,000 rupees. So essentially, the netas are making tall promises, empty pledges, but at the end of it, they themselves are their topmost priority.
Absolutely, it appears like that. It's a comment really on the times. It's a comment really on the situation at hand. We do know that VVIPs, etc., have always got privileges in this country. They're the first ones who get admission into All India Institute of Medical Sciences, into other top hospitals. In fact, some of them are even sent abroad at taxpayer expense for their treatments, expensive as they can be. But here is visual evidence, a video recording now of the fumigation as it is in process in the corridors of power. You can see the swirls really of the smoke, the swirls of the fumigation of the smoke that is now layering obviously the corridors of power. Fumigation is on there in the netas' enclaves, in areas where the netas, of course, spend their evenings running this country. You can see just how much fog there is, because the fog machine is belching out this pesticide which will kill obviously the dengue carrying mosquitoes. But on the other side of your screens you can see the situation for yourselves. This is how the rest of us have to cope with the dangers of dengue. Not only is there garbage on the streets, not only is there standing pools of water in freshly dug ground, which of course is terminally dug up in this city, whether they're pavements or roads to either lay cables or power connections or because of the ravages of rain, etc., etc. But you also have, of course, to the right of your screens, hospitals where patients are queuing up, patiently getting themselves treated or lying, as you can see in this particular ward in the Aruna Asif Ali Hospital, 3 on a bed.
Absolutely. Rahul, do stay on with us. Ejaz Ilmi, a spokesperson with the BJP, is also joining us. Dr. Ilmi, how would you like to respond to this? This is a NewsX ground report from the North Block. The very corridors of power are being fumigated in order to ensure that our VIPs are safe at a time when even children are succumbing to dengue.
Fumigation has to be done for every city. Fumigation is done in the entire city by all agencies. If the process has started, it's a very good sign that finally things are actually moving. But let me correct you on this matter. Certain colonies have got fumigated. A lot of this initiative depends on local MLAs, local councillors, who actually, they are the ones who actually put the pressure on under public pressure and make sure that work gets happened in their colonies. That is very important. Secondly, my concern is also very relevant, that I'm glad that this has started, and it needs to be, the entire city needs to be covered in the next 5-6 days, because there are impending rains expected next week, and it's going to add to the problem, and then you'll see a further spike in dengue.
Well, Dr. Ilmi, here's the problem. It has begun, yes, it is a welcome step that fumigation to try and curtail dengue has become, but it has only begun in corridors of power. It has only begun in North Block. In fact, NewsX all day long, our correspondents have been out on the field. We've been speaking to the residents. If they have managed to get their areas fumigated, they are telling us that they have been asked to cough up 2,000 rupees if they want their areas fumigated.
Well, any official of the MCD or otherwise asking for this hafta or this 2,000 rupees or 1,000 rupees need to be immediately tackled, and the police must file FIR, because they're supposed to do the mandatory duty, because the fogging is supposed to be done free of cost, and it's something routine. The money is always transferred by the health department to agencies to do the fogging. If anybody is indulging in this, and you have evidence of this, you must share it with the police to ensure that such corrupt MCD officials or any other officials of any agency are taken to task immediately.
Rahul, does that cut ice with you?
It doesn't. Actually, it doesn't, because remember, the MCD is controlled by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, look, all of us can sit down here and politicize this entire issue. We can all deflect blame, artfully sort of put it at the door of the political opponent, etc., but that won't do. The fact of the matter is that the police, in many instances, will not report any of this because they get kickbacks too. So this is an organized mafia. We all know this from personal experience. A large number of times, if you ask sweepers, in fact, to clean your own streets, they will ask you for money. Many times it is done in a backhanded sort of way, as bakshish during festivities, etc. If you don't pay them that mandated bakshish or give them a tip, etc., your street may not be cleaned. You will be punished. So we all know that the one class of bureaucrats you don't deal with in any sort of manner which affronts them is a lower bureaucracy in this country. You have to bow to their wishes. If you want fumigation, and we're going to play out Vijay Lakshmi's walkthrough for Dr. Ejaz Ilmi to hear for himself. He'll also have heard this, and I would actually urge Dr. Ejaz Ilmi to raise this matter suo motu with the authorities, including the Delhi government, including his own party, the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let's try to play out Vijay Lakshmi's walkthrough from earlier this day outside the House of Aman, where many residents said that there is no question of fumigation, and even when fumigation does take place, it happens for a price. Let's listen in to that entire news report from the ground. Vijay Lakshmi sending us this news report.
In Aman's case also, we've seen that how Safdarjung Hospital misled the family. But here comes, the another part of the story, which is the MCD's role as far as curbing the menace of dengue in the colonies of Delhi. Well, this is, what you can see on the wall of Aman's house. This clearly shows, the record of fogging that MCD does in Delhi's colony, in Delhi's residential area. This clearly shows that how the fogging has been done on 16th of May 2015, then 14th July 2015, and then 4th of September 2015. But of course, if we'll That's what, in fact, the record is showing. But of course, as far as the people, the resident of this area are concerned, they are telling us that fogging has happened only when there had been a lot of hue and cry. And in fact, they've been saying that these are all manipulated dates because fogging had taken place only once in this particular area. And in fact, at times, people who come for fogging do demand money. They say that you pay us, then only we are going to fog inside your houses.
Well, in fact, you can engage with NewsX. We're asking you about the dengue death dance, which simply continues unabated after Avinash. Another 5-year-old Aman has lost his life. In fact, Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Congress is also joining us. So is Rahul Shivshankar. Rahul.
Absolutely. You know, Meghna, these pictures tell the entire story. And I've been saying for a very long time, in fact, that the citizenry is almost second-rate in the capital city. This is true without exception across India. The privileged Neta class, you have hospital beds available at a flick of a finger for them. You will have the best services, ambulances, etc. at their disposal. But us, the tax-paying public, gets treated on a daily basis. I mean, we can take reaction after reaction from politicians and be very hard for them, in fact, to take the moral high ground on a story such as this. Raisina Hill is being fumigated. Netas are being corseted, shielded from dengue, while almost 1,700 Delhiites, Indians, what have you, are succumbing to this disease, and at a rate which is completely unacceptable. The rate is spiraling almost on a daily basis. You have new cases. You've had, once again, a young child lose his life because of criminal apathy. There is no other way of terming what these hospitals did to the family of little Aman. Aman, 5 years old, shunted from one hospital to the other. In the end, the 4th hospital gave up pretty much on him, saying that it's too late. The parents completely distraught. Yet, amidst all of this, reports coming in of how hafta is being charged from locals to get fumigation done in their particular areas. What more can be said? Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Congress with us. Priyanka Chaturvedi, any reactions to this story that we put out on NewsX this evening?
Well, in fact, Anika Mehrotra is joining us as well. Rahul.
Let's hear from Anika Mehrotra. Anika Mehrotra, pictures to the left of your screens. VVIP Delhi fumigated. To the right of your screens, the locality where Aman, little Aman lived, where no fumigation has taken place except for yesterday after Aman died.
Well, it goes on to say, where are the big talks? Where are the accountability talk that they spoke about, moral talk they spoke about, how they spoke about clean politics and about having clean administration, changing the system, upright? Is at whose cost? When are these good talks are going to materialize, and when are we going to see that the actual people are starting working? It reflects on the netas, definitely. It reflects on your leadership as to how and what impression you're going to give to the commoners. They all spoke about, being at the helm of affairs, they're going to make the life more safe and sound. I think they're making it more miserable.
Well, in fact, ma'am, do stay on with us. This is a call-in show. Several of our viewers have been calling in. In fact, Kitty is calling us from Delhi. Go ahead, Kitty.
Yes, I just heard the interaction you had with the representative from the ruling party, and why doesn't he just voluntarily give his number around and act on it immediately? It has been brought to his notice through your channel. It is for him now to take the initiative and act immediately if he means what he says.
Well, absolutely. There you have it. The first caller, Kitty, calling us and says, what's really stopping the government from taking action even when NewsX has brought this to ground? Remember, there are two visuals you can see on your screens. One of fogging which is being done in VVIP Delhi in North Block to keep our Neta safe. On the other hand, on the right-hand sides of your screens, you can see how fogging has been done only on paper by the MCD. In fact, this is a call-in show. We're asking you, the viewers, to connect with us directly. We're asking you a simple question. Do you think politics and profiteering is to blame? In fact, Anika Mehrotra, if I could ask you the same question, do you think at the end of it, it's politics, profiteering?
Well, it's very sad because at the onset of every change of season, you're bound to see such kind of viral which goes around, and people, children of all age group, are prone to such kind of infection. And it's a routine work of the NCD or the state government, the health ministry, to take utmost care before the season begins. And that's how you keep a check on these kind of virals. But I fail to understand what are these employees doing there, what are the ministers sitting there and doing, what kind of implementation and policies are they planning, that they fail to do the basic, which is the need of the hour.
But at the end of it, it is the VVIPs keeping themselves safe. Fogging has started in Delhi, but it's only started at the North Block.
Yeah, that's very sad actually. You see, you should understand that the number of hospitals, number of beds available are hugely short in comparison to the cases which are coming. 5 years record has been, broken. It's a number of cases that have come up. An immediate action,
Right.
you should, get down to working. It's too late. Nevertheless, at least some lives can
It's
be.
late. 2 lives have already been lost. However, nothing seems to have woken up the governments. In fact, this is a call-in show. We're flashing that number at the bottom of your screens. You must pick up the phone and give us a call. Let us know. Do you think it is politics and profiteering which is to blame? Let me also bring in our editor, Nikunj Garg, who's joining us with more on this. Nikunj, you've done a ground report. We are playing that out for our viewers there. Fogging has begun in Delhi. However, it has started and it is perhaps restricted to the North Blocks to keep our netas safe.
Well, Meghna, there is only one small point that I want to make, and that point is that every politician would say that, it is good that it has started from this area, etc., etc. But this is far from the fact. These ministries, one must understand, the ministries atop the Raisina Hill, the North Block and the South Block, which houses the Prime Minister's office, to the Ministry of Defense, to the Ministry of Finance, etc. These are not civil ministries. These are not civilian public utility ministries. So general public has no entry there. So it's a clear case of the netas and the top bureaucracy trying to guard its own turf, just to trying to protect itself. The entry of the common man, see, it's not like Ministry of Road and Surface Transport, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Social Welfare, where general public usually lands. In these ministries, general public entry is almost barred. Almost, if the general public enters here, it's almost just about in the gates of the ministry. So it's a clear case of fumigation of exclusive enclaves of the powerful and the mighty. That's what the small point I wanted to make.
In fact, Nikunj, do stay on with us. Harish Khurana of Delhi BJP is also joining us. Mr. Khurana, what do you make of this? A dengue shield only for the netas of VVIP North Block.
I'm not getting it. Your voice is cracking, ma'am. Come back again, please.
Mr. Khurana, we've played out a report where fogging is only happening on paper in the rest of Delhi. However, fogging is happening at full blow when it comes to the North Block. So essentially
No. Today, in fact, I'll brief you. We had a high-level meeting today in the office also in the evening, where all MCD top office of, mayors, standing committee, health committee, everybody was present in the meeting. I personally was over there, and we have also decided that this time we will take a strong step, like fogging will do twice in a daily from day after tomorrow. One. Secondly, we will also doing a special drive on cleanliness from day after tomorrow on 17th. So we are very conscious about this, and also we have instructed all the mayors to visit all the hospitals of MCD and do a check where we should ensure each and everything goes all right towards dengue in terms of bedding, cleanliness, everything should be in a proper order.
But Mr. Khurana, we are playing out two visuals. On one hand, we have Srinivas Puri, where the maximum number of dengue cases have been coming to light from. On the other hand, we have visuals of North Block. Residents of Srinivas Puri have told us that they've been charged, they've been asked to cough up 2,000 rupees if they want their area fumigated. And all the fumigation which has been done is all done on paper, nothing on ground.
I don't agree on this, please. And I
so this is a NewsX ground report we've put out.
Listen. I have a strong objection. You put all the blame on the MCD. MCD, we are in power in 7 years. In MCD, we are in power since last 7 years. Why this has happened? This is the only year where it has dropped up to 1,800 number.
So you say that this is the Aam Aadmi Party's fault. In fact, Alka Lamba of the AAP is also joining us. Ma'am, would you like to respond to it? BJP says that it is essentially due to your state government that this kind of discrepancies are happening.
देखिए मैं फिर कहूंगी दिल्ली में 5 तरीके के अस्पताल हैं दिल्ली सरकार के अस्पताल हैं नगर निगम के केंद्र सरकार के आर्मी के और प्राइवेट अस्पताल.
Well, do stay on with us, Alka Lamba. Several of our viewers have been lined up. They want to voice their opinions. There's Ishan also who's calling us. Go ahead, Ishan.
Hello. Yes, I was just hearing Mr. Harish Khurana from BJP and you saying that fogging is being done in regular areas as well, which is absolutely false. I am calling from Pitampura, Delhi, Today here we have Rekha Gupta and Sandhikam Chawla from BJP and Vandana Kumari from AAP.
Right.
And fogging has been done once in my area, okay, and in other areas it hasn't been done at all. And the reason for that is that both these parties are not cooperating with each other. And they wait for the resident welfare association to actually go and beg them, and so let's say RWA goes to an AAP MLA, so the BJP will stop cooperating, and vice versa.
There you have it, a viewer who's called in from Pitampura, remember, this is a very densely populated area of the national capital as well, saying no fumigation has happened. There you have it, Mr. Khurana as well as Ms. Lamba. Maybe Ms. Lamba, if you'd like to take that. He's blamed both the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BJP. In your bickering, in your politics, it is the Aam Aadmi who's suffering. Well, we'll just come back to you. In fact, Prashant, another one of our callers is calling in. Remember, this is a call-in show. We're flashing those numbers. We're asking you, is politics and profiteering to blame for the deaths? Prashant, what do you think?
Well, I don't want to blame anybody. I don't think anything's going to change. I'm calling from Dilshad's garden. If anybody's listening, please fumigate these places. There are small kids playing in the park. It's so dangerous. It just feels, kids are just going crazy. So please, if anybody's listening, Aam Aadmi, BJP, don't know who does what, please fumigate this place. Thank you.
Well, Prashant, in fact, we have a representative of the BJP as well as the Aam Aadmi who are on our show right now. Ms. Lamba, fervent pleas there coming in from parents, concerned parents who are saying our kids are playing in the parks. Please fumigate the area. Ms. Lamba?
जो दिल्ली सरकार ने दिल्ली के जितने भी अस्पतालों में वहां पर इलाज हो, तुरंत समय पर मुफ्त इलाज हो, डेंगू का टेस्ट हो और 2 घंटों में उसका जो है परिणाम दिया जाए.
Well, promises are being made here on the show. In fact, another one of our viewers, Sandeep, is calling us as well. Sandeep, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, I just heard Dr. Ilmi saying that fogging has been taking place everywhere. I stay at Madipur. No fogging, no fumigation has taken place till date. I would like to bring it to their notice. It's always, it says prevention is better than cure, isn't it?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for calling us. Another one of our viewers, Wing Commander Satya Prakash, is also calling us. Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to mention here that after a lot of effort from the RWA, from our side, only then the fogging and the fumigation had started. And
what is the area you're living in, sir?
And also we experienced, also with the experience that there is no medicine, proper medicine, not there is the medicine in shortage. Why wasn't the medicine kept ready earlier? Why at the last moment, when they knew that this is a season for the
why
dengue?
wait till the last minute to ensure that some steps are taken? In fact, I'd request all you Delhi viewers, you must give us a call and also mention which locality you're calling in. But this is a concern which is pan-India. People across India are worried. All our viewers have been calling in from all across the country. There's Akshay who's calling us from Bengaluru. Go ahead, Akshay.
Hello.
Akshay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is known that fumigation is not going to solve the problem of mosquitoes because fumigation displaces mosquitoes from one place to another place. In case of dengue, mosquito has to be eradicated from the source itself, where it breeds.
It's important that we eradicate it from its very source. Fogging is where the first step really lies. Thank you so much, Akshay, for calling us. People across, viewers across the nation are calling us. There's H.K. Mehra calling us from Amritsar. Go ahead, sir.
नमस्कार.
Namaskar, sir. Please do go ahead.
मेरा प्रश्न आम आदमी की विधायिका श्रीमती या मैडम अलका लांबा से है. अलका लांबा जी बहुत जागरूक विधायक हैं. मेरा उनसे प्रश्न है कि जब इनके प्रवक्ता एक किसान की मौत के ऊपर टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर आंसू बहा के रो रहे थे, अब इनके शासनकाल में जब 2 मासूम बच्चों की मौत हो गई है और केजरीवाल जी उन मौतों के ऊपर अपनी राजनीतिक रोटियां सेक रहे हैं, बजाय इसके कि 529 करोड़ रुपया जो उन्होंने अपने प्रचार के लिए रखा है उसके बारे में जनता को आश्वस्त करते, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये अन्ना हजारे जी के भी आंदोलन की लाज रखते और अपनी पार्टी की चाक को भी बचाने का काम करते हैं।
So tall promises have been made, but today the people of India are asking right here on NewsX, where are the funds going and why is it that their safety is not the Neta's top concern? Thank you so much for calling us, Mr. H.K. Mehra. In fact, it's important for us to revisit this ground report that our editor Nikunj Garg has filed from the North Block, the corridors of power where all the Netas reside, and ironically and incidentally, the first place to be fumigated in Delhi.
Just as the city deals with an unprecedented public health crisis, it seems that the Netas have woken up. But in the true fashion of charity begins at home, the fumigation process in the New Delhi area at least has begun from the seat of power in the North Block. In New Delhi, Nikunj Garg for NewsX.